But what I'm saying that if we use those things as
some good days, some bad days, my good outweigh my bad. God keeps on blessing me, that makes the devil mad. I throw my hands up, cause that's how we fight. And when I get my praise on, Holy Ghost hit like stir it up.
But seeing that, right? It's amazing to find out that God actually commands you to be angry. No, he said, be ye angry. That's right. No, be ye angry, but sin not. Feel how you want to feel, but don't let it control you. Feel how you want to feel, but don't let it control you. And she said sometimes it's an official.
I'm a Holy Ghost killer now.
yeah, maybe I'll get one as I'm going. But I want to talk to you about anger.
Oh wow.
Anger. I want to talk to you about anger, and the Bible tells us that anger is a sin. You know, I was reading all the scriptures about being angry, and several of them, I know at least two, called it a sin, an outright sin. However, it is a natural, basic human emotion. So I thought, well, Lord, you gave us these feelings and emotions, and some of them, even anger, are for our protection and for our safety. And, you know, in this modern day age, we're taught to embrace your feelings and really deal with it. And it's okay to be angry. And I thought, well, that sounds kind of weird. It's okay to be angry, but it's a sin. So is it really okay to be angry? And then I thought, you know, because it is a basic human emotion and we're spiritual beings having a human experience, that anger is something that will rise up in us from time to time. Not any of you, but definitely I've had experience with anger, and it will rise up in you from time to time. And what God showed me was it is okay to be angry. It's just not okay to stay there. Amen. It says, don't let the sun go down on your anger. That's one of the scriptures about being angry. And let's go to, let's see here. Let's start with Ephesians 4:26 through 27.
That's right.
And it says, don't sin by letting anger control you. Don't let the sun go down while you are still angry, for anger gives a foothold.
That's right.
To the devil.
To the devil. That's right.
So, wow, it's okay to be angry. Sometimes it's for our protection, and sometimes it's for us to take a pause, but we cannot stay in that place. For if we stay in that place, we begin to think of things we can do. Because we always want to do something about our anger. And that is an open door to the devil's workshop. What can I do? I don't know. Like, I was thinking about when I was a child and I was growing up, and I don't know about any of you, but we used to get spankings. No, actually, we used to get whoopings.
Oh.
and I don't know, there was a season, there was a time where I did something, I don't even recall what it was, and I made my parents angry. And I already knew what to expect.
Right.
They were going to go, march to their room, maybe say some colorful words, not my parents, but maybe say some colorful words on their way, get a belt, and handle their business.
Yeah.
So this one particular time, I did something, I don't know, made them angry, and I'm ready. You brace yourself, you're like, oh man, what was I thinking? And then there was silence. And they didn't shout. And they didn't use any colorful words. And I thought, oh man, I'm in real big trouble now. And so in my 13-year-old mind, time began to pass. A day, another day. They still fed me. They still took me to my little activities after school that they paid for. Yeah, I still, was going to school. I didn't have any whips to doctor on. I was like, well, man, I think I got away with it.
Yeah.
I think I got away with it. And then the weekend comes, right? And the best friend is having a party. Hey! And I'm like, hey, parents, can I go to this party this weekend? Everybody's going to be there. And they just calmly and confidently say, no, ma'am. You cannot go. And I'm thinking, what do you mean? I can't go. It's a party. Everybody's going to be there. You know what comes next. I don't care who's going to be there. And then in your 13-year-old mind, you forgot that you made them angry and that you skated by a whooping, and then you go and you have the audacity to slam the door in your room.
Wow.
What'd you do that for? And before the door can even say, come on, they're opening them, said, don't you slam that door. This is my house. You don't slam the door in my house. Well, that's what God is saying to us about anger. Come on. Someone does an offense to you and they make you angry and you start thinking about how you can get them back. What is it that you can do? I don't know about you, maybe on a job, there's a boss, and rightfully so, people do things to other people all the time. Right. No recourse. No reason why. Some people are just mean and evil.
That's right.
And we want to do something about it. But God in the scripture is saying, this is my house. These are my people, and I love them. You don't have the right to slam the door on them, as a matter of fact. I give you a charge to love them, and when they ask you for something, give it to them. What? Wow. You want me to do what? Yes, when they ask you for something, give it to them and treat them with kindness. As a matter of fact, treat them the way you would want to be treated. That's scripture. Do unto others as you would have them do unto you.
That's word right there.
And it's so difficult. But we want to come to church and pretend like we got it.
Yeah. Come on.
I got it. Don't be angry. Love your neighbor. But I can guarantee you, I can go out in that parking lot after this service and say something to somebody one time and make them angry. And sometimes not even know that I did and never see them again.
Yeah, that's true.
Because now they have church hurt. Because no matter whether I was right, wrong, or indifferent, they haven't grasped the lesson about anger and offenses toward you. You're not here because of me. You should be here because of the one true living God. And no matter what I say or what I do, you have to have a forgiving heart. Now, that doesn't say stay around and stick around in foolishness or let somebody take advantage of you. No, I'm not saying that. But what I'm saying that if we use those things as excuses to cut out without even trying.
Yeah.
And then another scripture that came to mind when I was studying was Luke 6:27, all the way down to 31, and it says, "But I say to you who hear, love your enemies, do good to those who hate you.
Yes.
Bless those who curse you. Pray for those who spitefully use you. To him who strikes you on one cheek, offer the other also. And for him who takes away your cloak, do not withhold your tunic either. Give to everyone who asks you, and from him who takes away your goods, do not ask them back. And just as you want me to do, And just as you want me to do with you, and just as you want me to do with you, and just as you want me to do with you, you also do to them likewise. And I had to humble myself in my spirit because sometimes I have an issue with this because I'm a fighter. I told y'all I grew up fighting. I like to, bam. Yeah. And then I thought, in Tonette's voice, what kind of God is this?
Yes, sir.
He wants us to be like him. And when he was on the cross, he took on the sins of the world. Did we ever realize or ever think about what some of those sins are? Like, if you start naming those sins that he has to feel, and if you know that anger is one, and he's on the cross feeling anger towards our sin and anger, that he is the one that has to carry our cross, and anger because the Father put him in this position even for a slight second. And he goes through with it anyway.
Hallelujah.
What kind of God is this? So as we strive to be more like Christ, I encourage you, when anger begins to rise, know that it is okay to feel anger. And in some cases, it's a warning sign for protection. But you cannot stay in that place. And the Bible also goes on to tell you that God is the one that gets the revenge. He takes care of
That's what the word says.
the words. As a matter of fact, the way to really get them back is to love them.
That's what it says.
And to be kind. Because when God gets them, they're going to have to remember what love is. And you are the catalyst to that. Love your neighbor. Treat people the way you want to be treated.
That's right.
Remember the sacrifice that God did on the cross for you.
Yes, Lord.
And for your enemies. Because God loves you the same.
Yes.
He loves us the same.
Yes.
What
Yes.
kind of God is this?
And what do they all say? That's just me.
Yeah.
You know that's how I talk. That's just
But his might, he has brought me in the light. Come give life, rain on me. I hear the Lord saying, wait on me. I'm an on-time God. Have some faith, homie. Sometimes it's hard, but remember, salvation will be your reward. Gave me the spirit of Joshua, Jericho, the battlefield. Every tongue shall confess and everyone must kneel. 1,000 fall by my left and 10,000 by my right. I can do all things through Christ. We march to a holy drum.
in a place with the Pharisees, and they're debating the word. They're debating theology. They're debating the law. And he notices how they have positioned themselves. No, Jesus noticed how they have positioned themselves in the good seats. The good seats. The good seats. They're Pharisees. I'm a priest. I deserve the good seat. And sometimes we put ourselves in a seat that we ain't ready for.
Come on now.
Because we don't want the process or the steps. We just want to go directly to the seat. Not a seat, but the seat. Verse number 7. Luke chapter 14, verse number 7. He's in there with them and he notices how they have positioned themselves in these certain seats. And verse number 7 says, and he put forth a parable to those which were bidden when he marked how they chose out the chief rooms, saying unto them, when thou art bidden of any man to a wedding, when you've been called, sit not down in the highest room, lest a more honorable man than thou be called of him. And he that bade thee and him come and say to thee, give this man your place. And thou began with shame to take the lowest room. But when thou art called, go and sit down in the lowest room, that when he that bade thee cometh, he may say unto thee, friend, go up higher. Then shalt thou have worship in the presence of them that sit at meat with them. For whoever exalted himself shall be abased, and he that humbled himself shall be exalted. What does that mean? You need to cut that fan off, honey? You okay? Okay. What does that mean? That means they would sit at a long table, and whoever the king or whoever was throwing the event or whoever had the highest stature would sit at a center of the table or at the head of a table. Similar to what we know about the Lord's Supper, how we know the one who Jesus loved sat next to him. See, who you trust gets to get closer.
Come on, man.
That's it.
Yes.
Who you can depend on,
Yeah.
they can hear the whisper.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm not gonna let everybody
Hey, come on with it.
hear the stuff that
Come on with it.
I whisper,
Right.
because I don't know if you're gonna keep me covered
Right. Come on with
or
it.
if you're gonna tell everybody, Pastor,
It's
angry.
Yeah, you gonna feel it.
He says to sit in the lowest seat. And as he sees who you are, you know what I'm saying? As God sees your walk, as God sees how much you can trust you, as God sees your fervency, as God sees that you can handle responsibility, he will begin
Yes.
Yeah.
to say, come up a little higher. See, higher is not vertical. Higher is the next chair closer to me.
Yes. Yes, Lord.
Higher is not vertical. Higher is the next chair closer to me. And what I'm trying to tell you is sometimes you're not sitting right next to the ruler, the king, and it feels as if
Yeah.
the walk that you're walking, everything you're doing for Christ is not amounting to anything.
Come on.
You feel like why it's not working. And I'm telling you again, it is.
Yes, Lord.
It's just that it's a process.
Yeah.
And you don't start from the seat.
Come on. Thank you.
Or just because he said come up a little higher, and I know you heard that.
Yes.
I know you heard him tell you come up a little higher. You weren't wrong.
Yeah.
But it didn't mean
That's right. That's right.
he said come up a little higher. You were faithful over little.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna give you this thing. And when you get that right,
Yeah.
I'm gonna say come up a little higher.
Yeah.
And you're gonna move.
Yes.
And then I'm gonna give you some more responsibility.
Talk about it.
And see if you pray, and see if you get angry and don't see it, and see if you have faith without wavering. And when I see that, I'm gonna say, come up a little higher. And as you come up a little higher,
Yes, Lord.
his voice get loud.
Yeah.
Yeah, he can reach out and touch you quicker.
Yeah.
I'm here to tell you it's a process.
Yes, Lord.
Don't faint because you think that it's not working. It is working. You have gone higher.
Yes.
You have gone higher. You may not be in that seat yet,
That's right.
She'll get there.
but you'll get there.
Yes, Lord. Thank you, Lord.
And it's great.
That's
Thank
good.
you, Lord.
See, God started you
That's good, Pastor.
in the lowest
Yes.
Rather than give you a responsibility
Yes.
that he knew you weren't ready for, that he knew you couldn't handle, where you would mess up and everybody would say, sit down. Like me, I told y'all, God told me, you ain't starting no church until I give you your wife. Because God might have had to tell me sit down somewhere. A single pastor.
That's right. Come on.
Ain't right.
Come on.
Love the Lord. I do.
Yeah.
I know my strengths and my weaknesses.
That's right.
And you should know yours too.
That's right.
And so don't move
Till I say.
until it line up.
Yeah.
Go sit in the low seat.
Humble yourself.
Come on.
You say that. You say that.
Come on, Pastor.
I was an assistant pastor.
Come on, Pastor.
I did gospel rap.
Yeah.
I go preach in the prisons. But I ain't launching no church. I'm gonna be in the low seat
Yes, all right.
until he say, come up a little higher.
Yeah.
And even where I am today, there's always
A little higher. Yes,
Another
Lord.
seat. Another seat.
Yes, Lord.
because there's good
Yes.
feet,
Yes.
and then there's great,
See?
and then there's greater
Yeah.
seat,
Yeah.
and then there's grandeur
Yeah.
seat, and it goes on and on.
Yes.
Words we don't hear that hadn't even been heard to your heart.
Wow.
Good.
Y'all go to Philippians 3 with me. Jesus gave a nice little lesson right there, y'all.
Yes, he did.
It said he noticed how they were positioned. And God was giving me so much more to this, but I just quite frankly, I did not know how to articulate it within a time frame that made a lot of sense. But it was in Matthew, I believe it was the 8th chapter, the 22nd chapter, and the 25th chapter. It's 3 different parables, and all 3 parables at the end, he said the same thing. So y'all Bible scholars, go look it up and talk to me about it later. Tell me what you did from it. I'm studying it and ask God to reveal some stuff to me. Matthew 8, 22 and 25. At the end of each parable, he said, and he cast them, and they will be cast them into the outer darkness, and there will be gnashing of teeth. The first one was when the centurion came and he said, my servant is sick. And God said, and Jesus said, I'll come. He said, you don't need me to come, just say the word. And I got faith that it'll be done. And Jesus is talking to a Roman soldier, but not the Jews who he was sent to initially. And he turned to the disciples and said, I ain't seen no faith like this. And he's talking about how basically I was sent to the Jews, but the Romans didn't want to get it. I was sent to the Jews, but the Gentiles are the ones getting it. I was sent to the chosen people, but these are the ones that's getting it. And see, we get caught up in thinking that we're not the chosen people because it says that many are called, a few are chosen. I need you to know that the word chosen in the Greek means few are the elect.
Yeah.
Chosen means the elect. Stop running around talking about, well, God knew I was going to do this. He told God I was going to go there. God did not choose you. Go ahead.
That's right.
That ain't what that means. He did not before the beginning of time say, you go to heaven, you go to heaven. You going to burn, you go to heaven, you go to heaven. That is not what happened. Now, he is God, so he foreknew the decision that you were going to make. Many I called, he called y'all. But few are the elect that will make the decision, I will take the process.
Right.
Yeah.
I will, whatever it takes to reach the higher calling. And we're going to get into what Paul calls the higher calling. But it's a thing where we got to realize, again, in chapter 8, he talked about that. Chapter 22, he had a parable. Chapter 23, and he keeps talking about this cast into the outer darkness. So my Bible scholar, let's talk about this week, okay? Outer darkness. I'll find that 3 places, 3 parables in the book of Matthew. That's amazing. I'm saying it like that because I know I will follow that rabbit hole, and God is telling me to get back on subject. And so I'm going to do what he told me to do. Chapter 3 of Philippians, starting in verse 7. You can go and you can study in the book of Acts. I urge y'all to read the book of Acts, especially if you're going through the New Testament, because you can see a lot of this stuff come to fruition. The book of the letter of Philippians, the epistle of Philippians was written by Paul while he was incarcerated. Once again, as most of the letters of the New Testament was written. You could go through Acts and you can see where he established the church in Philippians, and he is locked up in a penitentiary. Yes, he is.
Yeah.
And there are some people and factions of religion similar to Christianity, but they're altering things. The same thing happened in Galatia, same thing happened in Corinth, and things of that nature. New leaders emerging and adding things to the doctrine of Jesus Christ. And that's the reason why he says, if anyone teach any other doctrine other than this one, then let them be accursed, even if it be an angel from heaven. He said, I don't care who it is. Don't let them add or take away nothing.
That's right.
This is the gospel of Jesus Christ. I
Yeah.
don't care who it is.
That's right.
Yeah. And he's continuously checking people that's trying to alter the gospel of Jesus Christ, and then they get upset with him, and now they're spewing things about Paul, talking about how when his name was Saul, and he was killing Christians. So his name was Saul, and then in Acts chapter 9, he has the Damascus Road experience, and he's blinded by this bright light, and God changes his name to Paul. That's how we get Apostle Paul. First thing I want to show you is I want to show you the fact that when he was killing Christians, I know it's going to sound crazy, y'all got to follow me down this stuff. He wasn't a bad man.
That's right.
That's right.
That's right.
I know this sounds thrown out.
No.
Let me explain.
Come on.
He was killing Christians because he thought they were wrong.
That's
and
right.
perverting the actual word of God that was given to them by Moses. Because Christians were saying we're no longer under the law.
That's right.
We're under the grace of Jesus Christ. The Messiah has come. There's a shift. This is how we do things now. And he thought that it was ridiculous.
Yeah, they wrong.
Even though the Jews, had been waiting for the coming of the Messiah. That's the crazy part. They've been waiting for thousands of years for the Messiah to come. He finally come. They got a problem with it. One, because the high priest didn't want to give up their jobs. Two, because he didn't look like they thought he would look. They were under Roman rule, and they were hoping and praying that the Messiah would come down, as I like to say, with 1,000 golden chariots, with swords of flames, and angels with 5 wings apiece, and smite the evil Romans, and they shall rule together. But he didn't come like that. He came in some clothes from Tyler Corrales, in a hoop. Yeah, he didn't come riding Lexo.
That's right.
No, he didn't come with Lexo. He didn't come riding Lexo. He ain't had no big house. None of that. He came, his daddy was a carpenter.
Yeah.
They didn't want to accept him. And so now he's finally he's finally here. And so the best person to argue to the Jews is Paul. And so this is why God gives him this transition. So in chapter 3 of Philippians, Paul is defending himself because they are attacking him in word, telling the Christians in Philippi, why y'all listening to him? He just killed Christians. And they're talking to him saying, you used to be held in high regard with us, and now you attacking us. Chapter 3, Philippians, starting at verse 7. But what things were gained to me, those I counted loss for Christ. Do I gotta?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Do I gotta say that? I mean, like, are you really ready to give up everything? Are you really ready?
Come on.
No, are you really ready? Are you really ready for the full-time ministry you talking about? You don't need time, but you have to give everything you
Come
got.
on, Pastor. Come on, Pastor. Come on.
Because it's been romanticized what full-time ministry is.
No, yeah.
Full-time ministry is all your money,
That's
All
right.
of it, not
all
some.
your time.
Yeah.
Yeah, all of it. How about 2 new shirts last week? This one got our barber. It was on sale. Appreciate it.
Yes, Harvard.
I don't ever buy no. Y'all know me. I come in here with I ain't have a t-shirt on in the morning. But per your request, that's what you gonna need to. Okay. $30 though. Just saying. I'll show you the spot if you would like to go. I love it. It's a hard live tucked off in the back. I'm just saying. Yeah, she shops with the merchant ships.
Yeah.
Proverbs 31:1.
Yeah.
She She shops with the merchant shippers. That's Proverbs 31:1. That means she buys the rent say rack, the clearance rack. Well, she shops with the merchant shippers. She finds a sale.
Well, red
I'm trying to help y'all. Okay, I'm trying to help y'all. You got to give up some stuff. A loss for the excellence is you. Verse 8. Yea, doubtless, and I count all things but loss for the excellency of the knowledge of Christ Jesus my Lord. I don't care who I was. I don't care about the title I had. I don't care about the status I had. I'm trying to tell you, I count it all as a loss with no problem to be here where I stand with Jesus Christ. For whom I have suffered the loss, all things, and do count them as dung. Anybody know what dung is?
Yeah.
Don't say it. Don't say it. He say, I count all that stuff I lost as dung.
Wait.
Yeah, dung.
Yeah.
It rhymes with cuckoo. Okay? I'm going to close this out, y'all, because I ain't going to keep y'all on. I know we stay in verse 4 minutes. And it says, that I may win Christ. Verse 9, and be found in him, not having my own righteousness, see, there you go, which is of the law, but that which is through the faith of Christ, the righteousness which is of God by faith, that I may know him and the power of his resurrection and the fellowship of his suffering, being made conformable unto his death, conformable as his death. He's saying, my life is a parallel of what Jesus did, and so should yours be.
Yeah.
Jesus, look, okay, so Adam ate of the tree to become equal with God. I know we don't like to say it like that, and we don't want to make Adam be such a bad guy. We want to make it where he just got tricked and ate an apple. He ain't a bad guy. No, he was told, you know what God knows. If you eat this, you'll be equal with him. If you eat this. And so Adam wanted to take off the flesh and put on the glory. But Jesus took off the glory
Put on the flesh.
and put on the flesh. Paul is saying, I count all things a loss as done for the knowledge and excellency of Christ Jesus. Through that faith.
Can I get there?
Because I know that there is something greater. So while Adam was trying to take off flesh and put on glory, Jesus took off glory and put on flesh. And not only that, he humbled himself and submitted to washing people's feet. And as Pastor Delicia said, taking all sin upon himself. Pastor Delicia was talking this weekend. I thought she was going to say it, but she said something so amazing. And she was just really talking, and we were riding, and she just said, how did he continue?
Come on.
No, I never thought about it like that. She said, how did Jesus continue? He knew that you would reject him.
Yeah.
He knew that you wouldn't do it wholeheartedly, this walk. He knew that you would rather live in pride than humble yourself.
Come on.
He knew you wouldn't subject yourself to the whole word of God. But yet he still.
Thank you, Lord.
She said, why did he? And I said, I feel you. I couldn't have did it.
Yeah.
I know you're going to mess over me.
Yeah.
Give lent money to somebody that you know ain't going to do
Yeah.
that. And so you try and fix it. You say, God, it's not alone. It's not alone. But you try to protect your feelings when it don't come back. No, just look, that's all I got.
You trying to tell them.
Don't come back.
Yeah.
Spread your hustle. Hey, somebody else next time. You know what I'm saying? Spread the hustle, man. I mean, look, man, I got you this time, but I can't give you this time. Lord have mercy. I'm shouting. Shout. I ain't got you. Can't do it. Yeah, I always come. Verse 12. Not, okay. Y'all messing with me. Verse 11. If by any means I might attain unto the resurrection of the dead. And let's be clear about this resurrection. This resurrection. And I'll be done in a minute. This resurrection. Thus far, Jesus was the only one resurrected.
That's right.
I don't care about the little girl. Lazarus wasn't resurrected. No one else was resurrected because they died again.
That's right. Come on, Pastor.
See, to be resurrected is to be brought back to life, never to die again.
That's right. Come on, come on.
So I need to let you know when Jesus resurrected,
Yes.
he never died again.
That's right.
Nor will he die again. Glory. So when you come into that resurrection with him in his second coming, you'll never die again.
Yeah.
That's the resurrection. To die unto life, not die unto death.
That's why he said go
12. Not as though some of we, I can say us. Some of us need to get this. Not as though I had already attained. Stop feeling yourself. Either were already perfect. Stop feeling yourself. But I follow after, if that I may apprehend that for which also I am apprehended of Christ. In other words, I'm trying to get the thing that I'm trying to help you get.
Yeah.
I want to apprehend the thing that I've been apprehended to share.
Yeah.
I'm still a work in progress, Paul said. I ain't attained it. I ain't got it yet neither.
Right.
I'm working on me too. I ain't in the seat right next to the king neither. I just keep on going to higher calling, to higher calling, to higher calling. I'm trying to get there too. But we walk around acting like we haven't attained it. Verse 13 says, brethren, I count not myself to have apprehended. He says it again. He says, let's be clear. You think I'm feeling myself. I know my flaws. You think I'm walking around with my nose in the air. No, I just know me and you ain't on the same page.
Right.
We ain't in the same frame of mind. We're not after the same thing. But this one thing I do, forgetting those things which are behind and reaching forth unto those things which are before. And this is it right here. I like this right here. I press.
Yeah.
One more.
He didn't say I just put my hand on it.
That's right.
Name it and claim it.
No.
It's mine. He didn't say I sat there first. It's my seat. Don't sit there. He didn't say I put my Bible there. That's my high place. That's my seat, my important seat, the best seat, the exalted seat. He didn't say I joined iEncounter first, so I need to be in a higher position than everybody else. He didn't say that. No. He said I press. Y'all know anything about basketball? Full court press.
Yes, Lord.
Coach, you're a full court press. That means we running. A young team play an older team. Coach gonna be a full court press. That means when they get the ball down there, we double team it down there. We putting hectic defense on. We making them work for it all the way back there. We ain't letting them dribble all cute up the court, half court, and then when they get half court, we start playing defense. No, full court press. Defend it right now. Defend the hope that is in you right now. Defend the hope that is in you right now. Not just when you think you got the seat.
That's right. Come on.
Because they never say come up a little bit higher.
That's right.
Because you were faithful over little things. So I don't know if I can make the rules over much. I want you to be faithful over your attitude.
Yes, Lord. Yes, Lord.
Can you just do that?
Yes, Lord.
Can you just talk right to your mama
Yes. Come on.
before I set you over people?
Come on. Come on, Jesus.
Just Just something. Show me something that tells me that I want you to sit closer
Yes, God.
to me.
Yes, Lord.
Because right now, I don't know
Uh,
who you are.
uh,
Brethren, I count not myself to have apprehended, but this one thing I do, forgetting those things which are behind and reaching forth unto those things which are before, I press toward the mark for the prize of the high calling of God in Christ Jesus. Notice that I always say in Christ Jesus. Because it has to be in Christ Jesus. Or we can't talk to him. 14. What is he trying to get, y'all? Allow us to say the high calling. Now he's trying to get the prize of the high calling. Not the high calling. The prize of the high calling.
yes.
It's really
Yes.
close. It's really close. But the prize is the fact
Yeah. Yeah.
he called you.
Yeah. Yeah.
I
Thank
don't,
you.
I don't know if you feel that.
Thank you.
I don't know if
Thank
that's
you.
enough for you.
Thank you,
And
Lord.
that's why you feel like you haven't achieved anything. Because you're waiting for the high calling to be the seat. Or the high calling to be the position. Or the high calling to be the microphone. Or the high calling to be the money. Or the high calling to be your own church. Or the high calling to be full-time ministry. The high calling is just the fact